What's up, everybody? It is me, KiNGAlpha. Hope everybody's doing great. So thank you guys all for the support on the workshop and how to kill your wife videos. I appreciate you guys, checking those guys out. I will put up the link above just in case. It'll be like a little card if you want to go check those guides out and everything. So yeah, I do appreciate all the views that I get, and I hope that these little videos can continue to help you guys out in terms of your Bannerlord experience. Now, keep in mind my game is modded, but there's nothing to do with like wives or anything or creating new characters. So this is still basically the base vanilla game with like no new factions or anything like that. So this video is going to be the best wives in Bannerlord. More or less not on how to get them, but more or less which ones to look for. Now I know I'm making this video due like there's going to be an update coming out in terms of the fact of like I think I don't know when it's coming out, but it's going to basically have fog of war. I would say maybe keep a note on basically where these factions or where the daughters are from and what faction they're from, so that you can go to their settlement and maybe try and interact and see if you could find them, so that you can try and talk with them and obviously be their wife. However, if you're on PC, I would heavily advise to download the diplomacy mod, because you can just click on someone and hit send messenger. It's really, really good way to just hit send messenger, and hopefully they're not in a castle, so that you can talk to them and not spend like money to talk to them through a keep, or etc. Anyways, this is going to basically be how to find the best wife. Not the best husband. If you want to look on how to find the best husband, it's basically the same way I'm finding a wife here. So for anybody that is playing a female character or role playing a female character, do your thing that way as well. Anyways, let's get to this. So I try and get a wife as soon as possible in any of my campaigns. I like to try and have as many kids as possible. Always try and make sure you reset their charm skill in the arena, in case they don't have the pregnancy skill and the charm. So what I always do though is I always open up my encyclopedia, and I've played a couple campaigns already, so I sometimes try and choose different wives that I want for the campaign. I don't usually like to have always the same wife every campaign. That would just be very boring. So you open up the encyclopedia, it's press N on the on PC. However, on console is probably a different button. Hit heroes, and then let me untick these. I'm sorry. So then you just hit female, alive, noble, and not married. This is a very easy way to filter things, because, and then if you want to filter based off of like culture or whatever, this is fully up to you, whether you're like, oh, I want a Vlandian wife, oh, I want a Sturgian wife, etc. That one is fully up to you. Now the best wives, usually I go for the youngest ones, the 18-year-olds. At least 25 and below is the best to go for, because it gives you a lot of chance, or the younger they are, the higher the chance you can have a kid, whereas the older they are, obviously the less chance they can have a kid. So I typically try to at least stay technically below 24 or even below 23, just because you can pop kids out really, really quick when they're 18. And then after your 3 kids, there is a lower chance of you having kids, etc. So let's get into this. So Zuwad is up first. Now it really depends on you whether you care about what clan they come from. Again, fully up to you, your playthrough, etc. However, I always look at their traits and their skills. Now this is up to you guys, but traits for some reason seem to only work on female characters. Like when you have female daughters, the traits will usually pop up from the wife. And they'll usually either have the same or they'll have better ones. However, for the sons, I typically always don't have traits. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have had sons that pop out with traits when they're born, because I'm wondering whether that is something that's on my mod or something like that that's messing up with that. But yeah, please let me know, because I have had 2 campaigns where none of my sons have actually popped out with any traits, and it's only been my daughters. So anyways, you look at the traits here. However, the skills are really important here. The biggest one is bow. Now you can have leadership and steward, which is good if you want to have your wife to have another party later on in the campaign. However, I usually always keep my wife in my own party. So really just advise to keep her the same. Now, one thing I will say is though, companions and your children, having the bow skill is actually really good. It helps level them up really quick. My last campaign, I was able to get my wife from level 18 to about 27, which in most of my campaigns I never get to do. She would average like maybe 1 to 2 kills in a fight, whereas now she's averaging at least 7 to 10, which is amazing. The bow skill is really good to level up your characters. I'll make a whole video on that by itself. So I like Zawad. She's a great option again. So what I do is I always star that one. Then you look at the next page and you got Chagon. Poor skills, merciful, not really the thing you were looking for. Sabrina, nope, nothing. So you just keep going, and so you can find the skills that you really want. And personally, I always look for the strongest skills and some decent traits. So you have this good bow. There is the cruel trait. So the only thing is, I will say, if you have merciful as a trait for yourself, when you go to talk to her, if like in any scenario, if you have the merciful thing and she's cruel, you will have like a lower chance of actually like negotiating with her due to the fact that she is cruel. However, she still is a good one because of the fact that she has good skills. She's 18 and she just has decent traits. Next, I believe, is, we're gonna keep scrolling, is Kareen. Now, Kareen is amazing. Even though she's close-fisted and cruel and daring, she's an amazing fighter, like insane bow, everything like that. When you bring her in tournaments, she can actually win the tournaments for you as well. She's 19. She's actually the daughter of Caldog as well. I will say this, however, guys, I have had a campaign where I've had 7 kids with her, so she is pretty insane. Definitely always check your charm skill for your wife, and make sure that she actually does have that at least she has the pregnancy skill, because 30% more chance of having children is huge. So Kareen is another one. And then we keep going here, and we have Eteria. So she's a great one as well. She has honest and daring, very nice, and good skills again with the bow. Then we keep going over here, and you keep just passing these women. I was gonna star everybody for you guys, but I wanted to show you guys how I would do it. So you start here again, good bow, 20, age 20, again, doesn't matter, looks fine, whatever, if you care about that, and has the honest trait. Then you keep going. There's a couple women that are pretty good, for sure. Like, a lot of people are like their favorites. So Apollinea is a huge favorite of a lot of people, even though she has like basically every trait and everything like that. She is a great fighter, and she does have just in all the traits basically possible. So it's really nice to have her. And then you have Lodagul, whatever way you pronounce her name. I've usually always not been able to get successfully married with her due to her traits. However, she is still a good fighter as well, in case you do have these traits as well. Ira is another one that is great as well. And then we continue to go on. I think Arwa as well. Again, it's mainly you just kind of look at skills and you go off of their traits. And then coming up, Mela. And then coming up as well is Yana. Yana's a good one as well. And Yana has like amazing traits, by the way. And I mean, amazing skills, like all around, all over the board. It's huge. And I know everyone's favorite is Savannah. Here we go. So Savannah is here as well. Everyone loves Savannah from Sturgia. She actually comes from a great family. I like Godin's family. So this family, so her as well. And then that's basically around it. You can kind of get her and continue to get older if you want, but again, like I try and advise, you try and stick below the ages of 20, 24, 25. So all of these are really good. Leanna, a lot of people love Leanna from Vlandia as well. So it's really up to you. Sylvan is pretty good, but again, age is, I don't know. For me personally, age is a big thing in terms of wives. So we're going to back out here, and you guys can now see that all of the wives are starred, and they're actually in order as well. So you can kind of be like, okay, I want to go for Swad, or I want to go for any of these. You can kind of go off of that, constantly come back to the encyclopedia, and you can just basically pop it open and it's always there, which is really nice and convenient for anybody trying to find a wife. One thing I will say as well, this is just like a quick little thing you can do, is if you want to not go for any wife in the early game and kind of wait, you can kind of do it where you check families out and see if there's maybe a daughter, like for example BSAG, who's 17, where you can wait a year, she'll become 18, and then she doesn't have any traits. However, she might pop out with some skills, Probably not a lot. Usually when they don't have any traits or anything like this, they are basically a pretty bland wife. So anyways, guys, these are the best wives that you can have in Bannerlord. I know, again, this is like a 10-minute long video, but I'm just more or less explaining everything about like who are the best wives and more or less why they're the best wives. Again, but this is all on player preference. You know, you can kind of, if you really want to, and you just go with Shagun just because she's, his daughter or something like that. Some type of playthrough that you want to do, is fully up to you. And again, you can always do it where you do go based off of culture and do that as well if you guys are all for that. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. I'll see you guys in the next time, in the next one. Peace, peace, peace. I'll see you.